Hello students, today we will do change in percent word problems. So we already did this, but now we're doing it in the form of word problems. Just a little reminder, here is your formula. You might want to put it to the side. New minus old over old equals your percentage over 100. See, where can I put this in place such that, okay, there you go, this works. Alright, so this is just like last week. Last week you might have gotten the numbers pretty, like there would be the word old, the word new, and it tells you the number. Now you have to read and decipher which number is old and which one is new. That's the only difference. And then plug it into this equation. So Jaden bought basketball shoes on sale for $63. If the original price of the shoes were $90, what was the percent change in price? So the original price was $90, so that's your old. He bought them on sale for $63, that's your new. Okay? Now it's the same thing as last week. Just plug and chug. We got 63 minus 90 over 90 equals X over 100. 63 minus 90 is negative, let me do my mental math, 27. Negative 27 over 90 equals X over 100. So you can't really use the jump method. You can't really go from 90 to 100. So what I'm going to have to do is cross multiplication. When you get to this step and you can't jump to 100, what you do is you cross multiply these two numbers and divide it by that bottom. That's all you do. Cross multiply these two numbers and divide it by that bottom. So negative 27 times 100 is negative 2700. Alright, and then divide it by that bottom number. So divide that by 90. 90 goes into 20 times. It doesn't go into 27. It does go on to 270. It goes into it 3 times. 3 times 90 is exactly that. Bring down my next 0. It goes into 0 times. So your answer is going to be 30%. Ooh! Forgot. You got that negative. You need to add that on. Negative 30%. Same thing as last week. It's just in the form of a word problem. You have to identify which one is old and which one is new. So basically what this is telling you is that when it went from $90 to $63, when it went from $90 to $63, there was a 30% decrease in price. Alright. Number 2, Sally had $44 in her piggy bank in the beginning of the week. That's going to be old because it's in the beginning of the week. She did her chores, got her allowance, and by the end of the week she had $55 in her piggy bank. That is your new. What was the percent change in the amount of money she had in her piggy bank? Again, please utilize this formula and just plug and chug. The new is 55 minus the old, which is 44, over the old, which is 44, equals X over 100. It's the same steps every single time. Subtract now. You have 11 over 44 equals X over 100. Can 44 jump into 100? No, it cannot. Therefore, I have to cross multiply and then divide by that bottom number. So cross multiply. 11 times 100 is just 1100. By the way, if you didn't know the trick, if you ever multiply by 100, you just have to add on 2 zeros to the end of that number and you'll get the answer. And I'm dividing this by that denominator over there, by that 44. 44 does not go into 1, it does not go into 11, but it does go into 110. It goes into it 2 times. 2 times 44 is 88. I do my subtraction. 22. Bring down my next digit, which is 0. 44 goes into 220. 5 times. That is the power of mental math. You need to practice your multiplication tables if you have a chance to do so, because it makes life and math a lot easier. Boom. So your answer is 25%. So again, all you had to do was identify the new and the old number, put it into the equation, subtract, cross multiply, boom. Number 3. Jermaine bought 10 pizzas for his birthday. At the end of the party, he had 2 pieces left over. What was the percent change in pizzas? We have 10 pizzas for his birthday party. That's what he bought. That's the old number. That's the original amount of pizzas. At the end of the party, he had 2 pizzas left. That's your new number. Now, just plug and chug. New, which is 2, minus old, which is 10, over old, which is 10, equals the percent that you're trying to find that we're representing with X, over 100. Just follow the steps. Subtract. 2 minus 10. It's going to be negative 8. See, this is a 2, and I'm minusing a pretty bigger positive number. That's why it went into a negative zone. Negative 8 over 10 equals X over 100. Does 10 go into 100? Yes, it does. You don't have to cross multiply because you can just observe the pathway that the 10 took to become the 100. You can cross multiply if you want. It's going to bring you to the same answer. So let's just do the jump method just to give you a reminder. 10 goes into 100 10 times, so times 10. So I'm going to take that same pathway. So X is going to be negative 80. Because negative 8 times 10 is negative 80%. So basically there was a negative 80% change in pizzas from 10 to 2. Number 4, Mr. Johnny, scored an average of 35 points per game his first year in the NBA. His next year in the NBA, after training the whole summer with Michael Jordan, a close friend of mine, he scored an average of 56 points per game. What was Mr. Johnny's change in percent for average points per game? Alright, so my old PPG, my old points per game was 35. My new points per game is 56. Okay, so I just plug and chug like usual. Plug and chug. 56 is my new minus my old, which is 35. Over my old, which is 35, and just straight up write the same thing that you have here, and voila, that's the setup. Now you do the subtraction. 56 minus 35 is 21 over 35 equals X over 100. Does 35 jump into 100? It actually doesn't. So I'm going to do cross multiplication. Again, you just multiply across. 21 times 100 is 2100, and divide it by that denominator, by 35. Okay, let me think real quick. Okay, yeah. Okay, 35 does not go into 2, it does not go into 1, it does go into 210. How many times does it go into 210? It goes into 210, let me see, 3 times 3. I think it goes in 6 times. Let me check. It's the end of the day, you guys, so my brain is a little fuzzy. 35 times 6 is... oh, yeah, it is 6. Perfect. Perfect match. 6 times 35 is 210. Do your subtraction. Bring down your next digit, which is 0. 35 goes into 0 times. Therefore, your answer is 60%. My point per game average increased 60% by my second year in the NBA.
Hello, Bobcats. We know you're wondering, are we doing the 3:30 dance? We are. We need it. It's Friday. If you have your grades finished, walk away from your computer for 10 minutes and breathe some of the great outdoor air. Meet by the clinic, and we're going to walk right out the front doors. I promise we'll come back. You will have time to do your email because, oh yeah, we're getting ready for those babies to come back next week. Come on down. See you by the clinic.
Alrighty. Number 5. Miss Haber won 5 MMA fights in the beginning of the year. At the end of the year, she had a total of 9 wins. What was the percent change in her number of MMA wins? Okay, well, her old is 5 because she won 5 in the beginning of the year, and at the end, she had 9. So that's your new. Okay, so now just plug and chug. 9 minus 5 over 5. I'm sorry guys, I should have put this in view. Equals x over 100. Do your subtraction. 4 over 5 equals x over 100. What is the journey that the 5 took to become a 100? He took the pathway of multiplication by 20. He advised his friend 4 to take that same pathway to become who he has always meant to be. And that 4 became an 80. And that is your percent change, 80%. I'm going to go a little bit fast because I don't want this video to be super long. Alright, number 6. Mr. Steinberg played 24 rock shows in 2016. In 2020, Mr. Steinberg only played 6 rock shows. What was the percent change in the number of shows played in 2016 compared to 2020? So, obviously, the number in 2016 is the old. And the number in 2020 is 6. So that's new, because it's 2020. So I take my new 6 minus my old, which is 24. That's going to take me into a negative space. I'll put it over my old, which is 24. I set it equal to x over 100. Same thing every single time. 6 minus 24, negative 18, over 24 equals x over 100. 24, does it fit into 100? Not really. So, I'm going to cross multiply. So I just multiply these two numbers. It's always the 100 and whatever's on top. So it's negative 1800 divided by 24. Divided by 24. Okay, 24 goes into not 1, not 18, but 180. How many times? 7. 7 times 24 is 168. Okay? I just mental math that. It's okay if you're not going as quickly. You can pause this video. Matter of fact, you're really supposed to try these questions on your own and then just use this video to kind of help check your work. Okay, so I got 12 left over. Bring down to 0. 24 goes into 125 times perfectly. Boom shakalaka. 'Tis your answer. Number 7. Mr. Johnny used to jog a mile in 12 minutes. Now he can jog a mile in 9 minutes. What is the percent change in his mile time when jogging? Okay, well, 12 is my old. He used to jog 12 minutes. He can now jog 9 minutes. That's my new. So new minus old, 9 minus 12 over the old again equals x over 100. Same thing every single time. 9 minus 12, negative 3. Again, if you're not doing it as fast, that's totally normal and okay. You don't have to be doing it as quickly as I am doing it. Equals x over 100. 12 does not fit into 100. So I'm going to cross multiply. Negative 3 times 100 is negative 300. Okay? I want to divide this by the number on the bottom, aka the denominator. 12 goes into 30 2 times. 24 is what 12 times 2 is. 30 minus 24 is 6. Bring down to my next digit, 0. 12 goes into 60 5 times. 5 times 12 is 60. 60 minus 60, 0. Boom shakalaka. 25% is your answer. Okay, going on to the bonus questions. These questions are really supposed to just make you think, alright? Alright, so you have a daily salary of $50. You were working really hard and got a 20% pay raise. However, your boss started noticing you on your phone using Instagram a lot during the day, so he then gave you a 20% decrease in your salary. How much is your salary now? Is this salary higher, lower, or equal to your original salary of $50? Okay. How do I break this down for y'all? Basically, what I want you to notice about this question is that your starting salary was $50, okay? Then you got a 20% pay raise, and then you got a 20% decrease. Logically, a lot of people would think, okay, that means I probably got $50, then 20% raise, so it got higher, but then it decreased by 20, so I probably end up back at 50. But that's actually not the case, and let me show you why. Okay, so if you take 20%, so from 50, you have a 20% pay raise, right? So you're taking 20% of 50 and adding that on top. 20% of 50 is 10. So that means you were making $50 and then you started making $60. And then you said, okay, let me make a 20% decrease. Well, the thing is, originally you took 20% of 50 to get to 60. Now if you take a 20% decrease of 60, 20% of 60 is more than 20% of 50. Okay? 20% of 60 is more than 20% of 50. 20% of the same percentage of different numbers is going to come out differently. Like 20% of 50 is simply 10, but 20% of 60 is 12. That makes sense, right? That if you take 20% of 50, it's going to be smaller than 20% of 60 because you're taking 20% of a bigger number at this point. It's slightly bigger. So that means when you were at 50 and you increased your pay by 20%, you went up to 60, right? But then when you were at 60 and you were on Instagram on your phone all day and you had a 20% decrease, 20% of 60 is not 10, so you don't go back to 50. It's actually 12. So you actually go down to 48. Alright? So the big takeaway of this is that when you take a percentage of a bigger number, then that percentage is going to be bigger. Right? I mean, it's just like, okay, let's say we have two pizzas. This is one pizza and this is the next pizza. You can have 20% of this pizza or 20% of this pizza. You're probably going to take this because you're going to get more pizza. Even though it's still 20% of both, this is 20% of a bigger quantity. Alright, number 9. The original price for the Yeezys was $200. They got discounted 30% because no one really thought they were cool anymore. But then Mr. Bennett started wearing the Yeezys and they became cool again, so they raised the price back up to 30%. They raised the price back up by 30%. Is the new price of the Yeezys higher, lower, or equal to the original price of $200? What is the new price? So, go ahead and try this one on your own. It's basically somewhat similar to the last problem. I hope you all are having a good week. I'm reaching my time limit right now. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, like the video, leave a comment, all that good stuff.